It's no secret that accountancy is changing rapidly. Private equity, artificial intelligence, and talent shortages are just a few of the things that are really affecting the profession. So, if you are an accountant or you're looking to become an accountant, then what are some of the things you can do to future proof your accountancy career? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over just that topic. So, if you're new to the channel, my name is Callum. I'm a chartered accountant here in the UK, and I discuss all things accounting to help accountants excel. So, without any further ado, let's dive right into it. The first mindset you need to have is that you are no longer just an accountant. So, I'm experiencing this at the moment where clients want more than just a number cruncher, they want someone who can advise them. You are not just an accountant, you are a business advisor. Now, accountants really need to be forward thinking and not backwards looking because there's sort of this pretense around accountancy that it only deals with the past. But it's clear going forward that clients want more than just that. They want to see what's coming into the future and they want these actionable real time insights now. So, clients need that information in real time, and you need to look for ways to add value in what you do. So, if you're an accountant employee, then I'd recommend you start to build career capital and really try and become irreplaceable. So, get very good at what you do, learn your firm's clients inside out, and really focus on building relationships with stakeholders. And you've really got to be proactive in how you do this because ultimately, firms are outsourcing a lot of the work to other countries at the moment, or they're looking at ways to implement AI, particularly firms who are now being taken over by private equity. They're really trying to slash costs. And if you are just a number cruncher, then your skills are soon going to become pretty redundant because now firms need that extra edge. They need someone who can deal with clients, who can communicate properly, and who can really understand the data and make it very actionable. So, if you're a firm owner, where do we look? Well, firm owners really focus on mastery of a specialism and really become known for serving a subset of an industry very well and lean into what makes you different from everyone else offering those similar services. So, bookkeeping, for example, can be outsourced very easily on sites like Upwork or Fiverr to countries who realistically can charge a lot less because the cost of living is so much lower in some of these places. So, ultimately you can't compete on price anymore. You need to stand out, and the best way to do that is to really focus on mastery of a specialism. So rather than just trying to serve a broad range of accountancy clients, really focus on either a niche, whether that be an industry or a specific service that you do better than anyone else, and find ways to add value in your regular processes and really hone in those results that you can bring to someone. Because ultimately, the firms that are going to survive are the ones that specialize and the ones that really stand out and offer the absolute best services. So, next up, I want to talk about becoming tech literate. So, we've all heard that narrative that AI is going to replace accountants, but is it true? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's going to replace accountants who fail to adapt to the times. So rather than actually worry about this new technology, you need to lean into it. So if you're an accountancy employee, then really focus on developing your data analytics skills and focus heavily on upskilling. So there's a number of courses that you can take to teach yourself data analysis, Power BI, artificial intelligence or large language models, or just programming in general. But really start to familiarize yourself with these areas because truly these are the future. Now, if you're a firm owner or a freelancer, then you really need to try and identify these tasks that are time intensive and that could be outsourced or automated so you can free up time to focus more on the advisory work. Because ultimately, those advisory clients are the ones that pay the bills, they're the ones that you can charge higher fees to because the work is more value added. Or even if you were to free up more of your time, you could focus on acquiring more clients, you could take more strategy calls, you could increase business in that way as well. So it's really about honing in those skills in data analysis in the future if you're an employee, or if you're a firm owner is looking for ways to use this new software, this new sort of model we're moving into to effectively free up more of your time so you can focus on other areas. So, becoming a thought leader. So, accountants have typically like to stick to themselves. There's this cliche that accountants are very introverted people. However, in this day and age, how you're perceived is everything. And the way to do that is to build your digital portfolio. So, your personal brand is your digital storefront. And it doesn't matter if you're a partner in an accountancy firm or you're a junior accountant, you're going to benefit from becoming a thought leader. Now, benefits include job offers, new clients if you're a firm owner, speaking opportunities, or just an enhanced network that can effectively be leveraged in future to secure new roles, to secure clients, or just effectively build your network. And I really think LinkedIn and YouTube are great places to start sharing. So, for example, what I'm doing now, where I'm building my personal brand in the accountancy space on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is something that I'm very heavy on. So, I've got close to 9,000 connections or followers on that currently. And it's something that I really want to start building up because I really think that LinkedIn and YouTube are the two platforms where accountants should be placing their focus. So if you're an accountant employee, you probably think no one's really going to care what you have to say, but ultimately, this is a limiting belief. So you need to just share your perception and your thoughts around accounting, around trends, and just things you're learning in general, because it all boils down to storytelling and your ability to become relatable. You don't need to know everything. You just need to show that you're learning. You need to show people what you're learning, and you need to build up a bit of an audience or a brand around that. Now, if you're a firm owner or freelancer, like I touched on before, this is where it helps to niche down and really speak to an ideal client demographic. Because ultimately, there's a lot of noise on social media at the moment, particularly LinkedIn, particularly YouTube. People are all sort of saying the same things nowadays. So the only way to really stand out is to really know who you are talking to and speak to that specific person, particularly in the accountancy space where generic advice goes out online all the time. But firm owners can really cut through the noise and get ahead by knowing exactly who they're talking to and speaking to that one person with their content. Now, people work with who they know, like, trust, and buy, the KLBT process. So, your brand on social media should really check those first two boxes. Next up, you really need to stay in the know. Now, this is more of a mindset, if anything, but few accountants really take the time to study the industry and see where the trends are going. But after all, it's your career and it's your future that we are talking about here. So no one really knows what's going to happen in the next 2 to 5 years. But the only way to future proof is to stay in the know and to stay up to date with these trends. So just dedicate time to read into these new developments. See what's going on with AI, with ChatGPT, with these new softwares coming out, and start playing around with them. You don't have to use them in your actual firm or the firm you work for, but you can just in your free time see what they're all about. As a professional, you are your biggest asset, your mind, what you know, your knowledge. So, really investing in this skill development outside of working hours is going to benefit you massively. And it's going to give you that little bit extra you can put on your CV to stand out above the crowd. So, this could be in tech skills, like we touched on before, but it also could be in your soft skills through leadership, through communication, and stuff like that. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new. If I've missed anything big, then drop a comment below letting me know just what you are doing to future proof your career as an accountant. Or if you have any questions about future proofing or anything we spoke about today, drop it in the comment section below. On that, I'll see you in the next video.